Find your balls and tell him you need to talk
I found my balls. Do I want him to walk out?
He's not going to walk out if you communicate with him.
Like Gordon Ramsay, so do we. So here's a visual representation of his Wikipedia page. Don't forget to subscribe and hit that notification bell. Gordon Ramsay's legal proceedings.
Ramsey holds Marco Pierre White's hand in court.
I could kill someone.
In June 2006, Ramsey won a high court case against the London Evening Standard newspaper, in which Victor Lewis Smith had alleged, after reports from previous owner Sue Ray, that scenes in the general condition of Bonaparte's had been faked for Ramsey's kitchen nightmares.
You don't taste that?
I do now, yeah. Took a while.
Ramsey was awarded £75,000 plus costs, saying at the time, "I won't let people write just anything they want about me. We've never done anything in a cynical, fake way." In June 2007, Ramsey's show was sued by the terminated general manager of the New York restaurant Pernima, who also alleged fakery. GM Martin Hyde had quit his position at the restaurant during the show when Ramsey suggested that the owner hire top Indian chef Vikas Khanna as the consultant chef for Pernima.
That's great. Finally found a job.
The lawsuit alleged that, unknown to the viewing audience, some or all of Kitchen Nightmares are fake, and the so-called problems uncovered and solved by Ramsey are, for the most part, created by Ramsey and his staff for the purpose of making it appear that Ramsey is improving the restaurant.
I walked in the front door, a mouse.
The mouse that you planted, I know. They told me.
In August 2007, the case was dismissed voluntarily and ordered into arbitration as stipulated in their contract. In March 2012, Ramsey filed a $2.7 million lawsuit against his former partners at his restaurant in Montreal, the Laurier Gordon Ramsay, over lost licensing fees and defamatory statements made against him. In April 2013, just over a year later, Laurier closed.
Joke.
Ramsey's personality.
You are so in denial. You need therapy.
Ramsey's reputation is built upon his goal of culinary perfection, which, for many chefs like Claire Smith, who worked at the restaurant Gordon Ramsay, is to become a 3 Michelin star chef and have 3 Michelin star restaurants, where his mentor, Marco Pierre White, noted that he is highly competitive. Since the airing of Boiling Point, which followed Ramsey's quest of earning 3 Michelin stars, the chef has also become infamous for his fiery temper and use of expletives.
Did you see the Times? It's not a very nice piece. They just mentioned Woolly Boy tactics.
Ramsey once famously ejected food critic A.A. Gill, along with his dining companion Joan Collins, from his restaurant, leading Gill to state that Ramsey is a wonderful chef, just a really second-rate human being.
Ah, disgusting.
What's wrong?
Ramsey admitted in his autobiography that he did not mind if Gill insulted his food, but a personal insult he was not going to stand for. Ramsey has also had confrontations with his kitchen staff, including one incident that resulted in the pastry chef calling the police. However, a 2005 interview reported that Ramsey had retained 85% of his staff since 1993. Ramsey attributes his management style to the influence of previous mentors, notably chefs Marco Pierre White and Guy Savoy, father-in-law Chris Hutchison, and Jock Wallace, his manager while a footballer at Rangers.
Come on! Okay, Jock Wallace, congratulations.
Ramsey's ferocious temper has contributed to his media appeal in both the UK and the US. MSN Careers featured an article about television's worst bosses, which listed Ramsey as the only non-fictional boss.
I'm done. You're not rookies anymore.
Yes, chef.
Get out.
They cited his frequent loss of his temper and his harsh critiques, notably when he picks on something other than one's cooking abilities, such as calling someone a chunky monkey. Although Ramsey often mocks the French, one of his most trusted maitre d's is French, Jean-Baptiste Requin, and he also speaks fluent French from his time in Paris. In November 2007, Ramsey installed 29-year-old Claire Smith as the head chef of his 3 Michelin-starred flagship restaurant on London's Royal Hospital Road. Smith is the second highest profile appointment of a female chef by Ramsey, after Angela Hartnett. Smith also went on to become the first female 3 Michelin-starred chef before she moved on to start her own restaurant in 2017. Ramsey has been criticized for his frequent use of strong language on his programs, first by British celebrity cook Delia Smith, then, in relation to Ramsey's Kitchen Nightmares, by a member of the Federal Parliament of Australia.
I don't know what kind of herb from Jamaica you've been smoking, but that is disgusting crap.
In his autobiography, Ramsey himself said that he was unaware of the extent of his swearing until he watched an episode of Boiling Point. While he said he didn't have a problem with it, apparently, Mum was appalled. In June 2009, Ramsey started trading public insults with Australia's current affair journalist Tracy Grimshaw. The day after his interview, he was a guest feature at the Melbourne Food and Wine Festival. While doing his display, he allegedly insulted Grimshaw and made insinuations about her sexuality.
I'm not going to tell you her name, but it begins with T.
Grimshaw responded the next day, calling Ramsey an arrogant, narcissistic bully. Ramsey eventually apologized, stating that his behavior, quote, was a joke. TV Guide included Ramsey in their 2013 list of the 60 nastiest villains of all time.
You should be absolutely ashamed.
Despite being known for his ferocious temper, Ramsey has been well received as the host of MasterChef Junior. In contrast to his interaction with adults, Ramsey was shown to be more considerate, compassionate, and sensitive to the children featured on the show. Despite his competitiveness and fiery temper, he shows far more restraint and empathy towards children, amateur, and special needs chefs, because they're trying to start their culinary journeys and needed the encouragement to cultivate the interest, yet maintaining his opinions and criticism honest and constructive.
Good luck.
Can you move? I'm trying to concentrate.
Wow.
His goal as a restaurateur and TV personality is to expose, find, inspire, and nurture new talents to become his partners. Much like the singers and songwriters from The Voice find and mentor talented singers. Food views.
No, but they actually grilled the lettuce.
On the second series of The F Word, Ramsey showed a softened stance on vegetarianism after learning about intensive pig farming practices, including castration and tail docking, letting 2 young family piglets live in an intensive farm. On the program, Ramsey commented, "It's enough to make anyone turn vegetarian, for God's sake."
It's not a nice experience in there.
And I've always sort of knocked vegetarians and vegans for missing out on the most amazing flavor you can get from meat. But you can see why so many people just change instantly.
Let me tell you, it's not for the squeamish.
Who gave me this?
Ramsey and other chefs.
Off, will you?
Celebrity chef Jamie Oliver has come to spend a few days in Ramsey's kitchen.
Ramsey has been highly critical of Food Network and Iron Chef America star Mario Batali. The New York Post reported in 2009 that Batali has banned Ramsey from his restaurants. This alleged feud goes back to when Batali was highly critical of Ramsey's cooking style for being dull and outdated. Batali has since stated that the alleged feud was created by a couple of journalists.
What's your best Ramsey insult?
Photographers that can't walk properly.
Batali went on to state, "I would love to hang out with Ramsey."
It's raw!
Eating and exercising habits.
The pool is still dirty. What the hell is that?
Ramsey revealed that he exercises semi-competitively, as well as for general well-being, as he's seen overweight and unfit chefs collapse or unable to move quickly around the kitchen.
There's a gym here?
Just for Mike.
He often competes in Ironman competitions, marathons, and triathlons. He also eats very little per meal and prefers to graze throughout the day, partly due to the habit he built up as a judge, expediter, and chef, and also his busy schedule.
Hello, what?
He just dropped the chicken on the floor and put it back in the pan.
His modus operandi is to go incompletely full, meaning that he keeps having the appetite to taste his own food while he experiments with new recipes. Also, it means that he keeps his metabolism high enough to never resort to any kind of dieting. Ramsey's personal life.
My gorgeous wife of 18 years, Tana.
Ramsey married Cayetana Elizabeth Hutchison, a Montessori-trained school teacher, in 1996.
Would you mind if I do something very important? Yeah. I just want to kiss my wife.
They live in Wandsworth Common, London. They have 4 children, Megan, Holly, Jack, and Matilda. Megan ran the London Marathon in 2017 in memory of her baby brother, Rocky, after her mother suffered a miscarriage 5 months into her pregnancy in June 2016. Until 2010, Ramsey's father-in-law, Chris Hutchison, was responsible for the business operations of Ramsey's restaurant empire. However, in June 2017, Hutchison was jailed for 6 months for conspiring to hack a computer system related to Ramsey's business interests. He was accused, with his sons, of accessing company systems almost 2,000 times between October 2010 and March 2011.
This looks like the entrance to a prison, not a hotel.
Ramsey's charity work.
Got to stay clean.
I know how.
hard. It is hard. I've been there, done that.
Ramsey's been involved in a series of charitable events and organizations. He fulfilled his aim of finishing 10 marathons in 10 years by running his 10th consecutive London Marathon on April 26, 2009, sponsoring the Scottish Spina Bifida Association. Ramsey has been honorary patron of the Scottish Spina Bifida Association since 2004, and in 2005 he launched the Gordon Ramsay Buy a Brick Appeal to help the organization raise funds to build a new family support center and head office in Glasgow. In 2006, he launched a new appeal to help the charity raise the funds required to continue to run the support center.
It's like that we've buried like bodies underneath the carpet.
Yes, it's most definitely the carpet.
It stinks.
What's your favorite F word? Gordon's is fundraising. In November 2007, Ramsey hosted a St. Andrew's Day Gala at Stirling Castle in aid of the association, and has now made this fundraising gala dinner an annual event. Over March of 2005, Ramsey teamed up with Indian chef Madhur Jaffrey to help the VSO, an international development charity group, to support its Spice Up Your Life event. The charity hoped to raise £100,000 for VSO's work in HIV and AIDS in India. The Ramseys were the first couple to become ambassadors for the women's charity Women's Aid in 2005. The couple ran the Flora Families Marathon to support Women's Aid. In 2006, 8, 10, 12, and 2014, Ramsey took part in the biennial charity event Soccer Aid to help raise money for UNICEF.
Lots of space. Gordon Ramsay. Oh dear.
In 2010, he played for the rest of the world team alongside former professional footballers Zinedine Zidane and Louis Figo, as well as Hollywood actors Woody Harrelson, Mike Myers, and Michael Sheen. The match took place at Old Trafford in Manchester and was won by the rest of the world team for the first time, the winning penalty scored by Harrelson in the shootout. Life-threatening experiences.
We're perched on the edge of a cliff with an 80-meter drop into the North Atlantic Ocean.
Myself.
In 2008, Ramsey was in Iceland's Westman Islands filming a puffin hunting segment when he lost his footing and fell during a descent off an 85-foot cliff, landing in the icy water below. He said, "I thought for sure I was a goner." He reached the surface of the water by removing his heavy boots and waterproof clothing. His film crew, who rescued Ramsey by throwing him a rope, reported that he was submerged for at least 45 seconds. During the ordeal, he remembers how he felt. "I was panicked and my lungs were filling with water. When I got to the top after getting my boots off, I was dazed and my head was totally massive." Gordon Ramsay and the pre-prepared meal controversy.
The lasagna, let's quickly go on to that. That was unique. Uniquely.
In April 2009, it was revealed that one of Ramsey's restaurants, Foxtrot Oscar in Chelsea, used pre-prepared food that was heated up and sold with markups of up to 586%.
Frozen crab, frozen shrimp, pre-packaged ravioli. It's more like eating a badly run old folks' home than a decent restaurant.
It was also revealed that 3 of his gastropubs in London did the same thing. A spokeswoman for Gordon Ramsay explained, Gordon Ramsay chefs prepare components of dishes devised and produced to the highest Gordon Ramsay standards. These are supplied to those kitchens with limited cooking space, such as Foxtrot Oscar and Gordon Ramsay's highly acclaimed pubs, including the Narrow. They're sealed and transported daily in refrigerated vans, and all menu dishes are then cooked in the individual kitchens. This is only for the supply of Foxtrot Oscar in the 3 pubs and allows each establishment to control the consistency and the quality of the food served.
And it's not as if you're the captain of the Titanic, you're the iceberg.
Reflecting on the controversy a year later in 2010, Ramsay was unapologetic, saying, "When I was working at the Gavroche all those years ago, the duck terrine wasn't made there. It was made outside, then brought to the restaurant wrapped in plastic. This is standard practice. What on earth is all the fuss about?"
I would myself asking you to run my dog up the hill, let alone a hotel.
Ramsay's other interests.
When it kind of hit me, why not the Ferrari of hotels?
I'm more concerned what you were smoking at the time than what you were thinking.
Ramsay is an avid soccer fan despite no longer being able to play. He's a fan of Manchester United. As a baseball fan, he follows teams from LA, both the LA Dodgers and the Angels. However, he feels that the game of baseball is often too long, joking that this leads to fans spending most of the time eating or sleeping, which could lead to them being unhealthy. Like Gordon Ramsay, so do we.
Looks like the intestines of a cow. That is a mess. Popular?
Yeah.
Don't forget to subscribe and hit that notification bell.
It's like a landmine. What year is that from?